Like, I may be old-fashioned, but the man says wear your boner pants. I wear my boner pants.
I just want to hang out.
No big deal.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mega Powers Toy Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, YoJoeJerk, and tonight we got a ton of shit, so let's begin right away. I'm going to bring in the man, TG, or Angelo. What's up there, buddy?
Or asshole. What's up?
Nothing! It's Thursday.
Thursday night, my favorite night of the week.
Yes, there's lots of toys to be looked at, so let's bring Tim in. How we doing, Mr. Disavowed ActionFigures?
What goes on, everybody? How we doing tonight? What a frickin', I'll go with frickin' right now, not the other word. What a frickin' amazing. You guys are like, just say it, just say the bar.
No, you gotta hold off a little bit or we'll lose monetization.
The great time we had at ZoloCon 2024. I know we'll talk about it a little bit. I'm pumped to be here. Looking forward to Thursday nights with you gentlemen here on Mega Powers Toy Podcast. And for all you people watching live, or all you people watching the playback, we appreciate you. Come and spend your time with us.
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Much agreed. But we have a ton of toy news to go through, so let's get on to this. I got a new intro.
Don't kill me.
Oh, and it's the magic slideshow.
You know what? I'm glad you mute us, by the way, during the intro, because I laugh my butt off every single time, just the different sound effects and the cable guy stuff. So it's good you mute us, because I laugh way too hard on this side.
I'm laughing like an idiot in the background too, so I can't say nothing. So let's pick up where we left off last week with Toddy Max stuff, and this is a better look.
Yeah.
So, I figured I'd start us off with this, because honestly, back in the day when he'd do these kind of 2-packs, they weren't full size. They were like kind of like quarter scaled down from like a 7-inch or something. So I didn't even get to look to see if these were 7-inch. Are they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Other than Todd being slightly taller than the Spawn, and people have been saying, well, it could be a guy in cosplay as Spawn, which is silly. It's a really fun 2-pack, and that drawing of Spawn, his first rendition, whatever, of the character looks so cool. Almost looks like a luchador. It's fun. People could shit talk all they want. The guy is, it's a really fun set, and the guy's having fun. I pre-ordered it. It's sold out, so someone must like it. I
think it's fun. And dude, I agree with both. He does look like a luchador, but holy shit, does he look like a cosplayer?
He does. It looked, and I think they played into that, because in the pics, he's like drawing him and taking pictures with him, like Todd is a star. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's fun though. I think this is definitely a fun set.
The only travesty is going to be the fact, since it is 7-inch line, I would have loved to have had a 6-inch figure of McFarlane to put next to my Stan Lee Marvel Legend figure.
You know what? He looks so slender. I guarantee you could pop that head and put it on the Legend body. It might work.
That'd be cool, man.
I agree.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. Now we get better looks at these Batmans.
Sold out.
Came out.
Sold out.
I like the gloves. They look like gloves now. And
I love that he came with the wrench, which is a scene in the comic panels where he breaks a window to get in somewhere, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot now. Like, this pose is really good. I like the soft goods cape too. That's fucking awesome for that.
It looks good, and it's wide. It'll be like this cape, a wide cape.
Ooh.
So,
I'll tell you what, man. I watched a review on that,
Yeah.
and I have to totally agree. That thing looks better than the Mafex one. That
yeah,
just
for
the
$22.
like, and the pants look right. Because if
Yes.
you watch that movie, those
Yes.
Batman pants never look right in pictures.
It's
And
very
he
nice.
totally nailed that on the toy. So
Absolutely. You gotta give me 1 minute.
yeah, no problem. No
No worries,
problem.
man. Yeah, but yeah, good call, Brian, on the soft goods cape and it being wired. The fact that we're getting that here again in a basic line is fantastic. So,
Yeah.
that's cool seeing that. And who knows, that might nudge other companies to start putting more soft goods in their figures too.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's going all out now with this shit. Like, you know, at least 1 or 2 figures in a wave have them. So I'm pretty impressed.
For sure.
And then we get a better look at this Nightfall Batman in the black and gray. And this is another one, like, I am not really into these figures, and this thing just sings to me for some reason. I really like the way this thing's sculpted. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, likewise, man. It looks good. It looks good. You know, he's obviously going to keep cranking out Batmans of all shapes and sizes. And
Yeah.
that's how it goes. I mean, that's the moneymaker for them is going to be Batman. So I get it. Angelo, you're the resident specialist here. What do you think of this guy right here?
It's a perfect repaint, and if anyone missed the first one, some people prefer these colors as well. You can hop on board and grab him. It's probably one of the best bucks for a Batman figure we've had in a long time. I know people love the NECA and they love Mafex all the time, but for $20, it's great. You're never gonna believe this. I gotta go buy a car. I told he's outside my door.
Good.
So if you can't explain, this is my favorite night of the week, and this guy ruined it for me.
Try to get back. Let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get back.
Back in. It's
All right,
totally
man.
cool. I'll explain it to everybody. Go get your car, buddy.
Enjoy, man.
Log out, though.
I was gonna say he sped right out of there. Can you take down just his thing?
Yeah, here we
There you
go. It's just me and you. Let's move down to the me and you. Now, guys, Angelo was supposed to have this car at 5 o'clock, just so you know, and the guy just held him up until now. So he had to bounce. Hopefully he'll be back in a little bit. We got tons of stuff to go over tonight, so I'm pretty sure he'll make it back. If not, he'll be back on the next show, and I apologize, but that's life. Shit happens. So
Yeah, man. Especially doing live streams in a perfect world, you know, we'd be available for the exact same time, the exact same night every week without any life things coming in the way. And what did Jeff Goldblum say? Life finds a way.
It finds a way.
It finds a way. So I think we made it. Is this what's our episode 6 for us, right? Episode 5, something like that.
We're on 6, baby. I
Yeah,
can't believe
so-
it already. This
So
is great.
5 weeks of uninterrupted and life not causing a problem is pretty impressive. So we'll get through it.
Exactly.
We'll make do.
Exactly. And holy cow, we got so much good stuff to look at. So we're going to move on. Now, this is definitely not me and Tim's neighborhood at all, but we like to cover everything. So we're probably going to blast through this stuff really
Wait,
fast.
one question though. Who's Batman? I need Angelo. I don't feel safe anymore.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know 7-inch scale. This is all wrong. It's all wrong.
Fuck you, Jonesy. Your mom loves spot play like I love Haagen-Dazs.
So we got the Azrael. This one was already released in a blue. From what Angelo has said in the past, that this thing was really, really hard to get. So getting another version, I think it's really cool that they're putting it out again. And they're doing it in the red and the gold. I'm not a fan. I like the blue. But this is a really cool way to get it again. And you can always just dye parts and, you know, do what you got to do to get it back to blue.
Yeah, likewise with the blue. Again, we've talked in previous episodes about No Man's Land.
Yeah.
You know, so he's like seeing Azrael in different variations and versions. Obviously, he wasn't necessarily blue in that one. This isn't one that I have much of a connection to that I can recall. But again,
Yeah,
you have
me.
multiple costumes. Why not make something new? You know?
Yeah, true that. True that. And honestly, I've never seen the figure. Like, you know, I've never seen all the stuff attached to the cape. So I think this is all really cool for McFarlane. Like, this is really above and beyond as far as, you know, putting 6 individual little pieces in there. Like, that's craziness to me. Yeah, I dude, you know, I was surfing around looking for the news, and yeah, we got this beautiful bison in the box, and he's not looking goofy. Like, the face looks good. It wasn't like those pictures last week we saw. So I'm fucking jazzed, man. When you were like, oh, you know, when you found those Kens, I was like, I want one so bad. I want to say yes, but I ordered one. So
there he is in all of his glory.
Oh, it's so awesome. I am so happy you got him, man. Let me bring him up.
I was so freaking pumped, man.
Yeah, like, it's so weird, man. We had not gotten this figure in our area, man. Like, even up north by me, a little down south in the middle by you, like, I couldn't find this thing anywhere. So
yeah, okay, so I had some, I guess I can call it confirmation. I was watching some other reviews that had said that not all targets do get these in, which I kind of suspected was the case.
That makes sense.
And out of the 4 local targets that I hunt, you know, in the Lehigh Valley area, only one has ever had any of them, and that's the one that had them. And I just filmed the review on this. So it'll be out probably this weekend, but I literally wasn't filming for my toy hunt when I saw it because there was a gentleman and his son was in a stroller. I get weird. I don't want to bother people. You know?
Yeah, I could totally understand.
Yeah, I don't want to take away people's shopping experience. It's my thing. But anyways, I made such a loud, audible gasp when I saw the one behind Fei Long. I think I scared the guy anyway. So, I might
babies.
But yeah, I mentioned in the review. I mean, part of the excitement is the fact that we know what's coming on the horizon with these, and it's freaking exciting as hell.
Yeah, I'm excited, and especially with this product shot, like, it's making me feel better because Jada can do some misses here and there, especially on their earlier action figures. Like, they're not all like the greatest things on the planet, you know. So I think there's going to be room for error, and, you know, I don't see it here, thankfully. And like,
yep.
Just seeing that box at a quarter angle with a real figure inside, like, yeah, I'm feeling good about it now.
And since you brought that up, shall we educate some people in our audience tonight?
Ooh.
I know we talked about it other weeks, but a lot of people don't know this, don't realize this. I didn't know it early on, but Jada had made toys. They had made the Universal Monsters. We talked about it in previous weeks, and I got this at Ross the other day. Here is the Invisible Man. This is the one I wanted the most. I passed on all of these when they were out for holiday season because they were $8.99, which if you go to Ross, you know, $8.99. It's kind of expensive.
I don't know. That's, to me, seeing that, like, I got to see a lot of these at ZoloCon, and I just think they just weren't pushed right or at the right time because they all are really nice. Like, even the Wolfman ended up being nicer than I thought.
Yeah, if Ross keeps restocking these, I might honestly go back and buy them all at this point for any reason, just to have them.
Yeah, for under $10, man. Like, ooh wee.
I'd buy that for $1.
And the accessories are great. Like, he comes with the hat. He comes with like a half unwrapped head.
Oh, that's the one I like the most. That half unwrapped head. Like, it's so cool.
Yep. So I won't go too deep on that now. But yeah, if people didn't realize that, there were other Jada action figures. They just weren't pushed well, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the packaging didn't help. Like, it was just, there's something just wasn't done properly with it because the figures are sound, like you said. Like, I have the newer Lugosi and I love that thing. So yeah, I have all the faith in the world. And this just dropped like probably a half hour before the show started. So I was leaving this up to Gains as well. This is in the Gains department. But it's, a NECA Ninja Turtle from like the what is it, the animated series. I don't go that deep on that show because it just I only watched so much of it as a kid before I was done with it. But big, clunky, super articulated robot. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure, I could be incorrect, but I think this is somewhat of a repaint with the Target Con stuff. I remember when they were putting out like the what's his name, the Nick Fury analog. I can't think of his name right now. But when they were all hitting originally for Target Con, whatever that was, they did have this version, and I'm pretty sure it was a different color version of this. So
gotcha. So this is more just in line with an anime repaint where they kind of, hit the lines with the blacks,
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's just a reuse. Yeah. But again, the looks cool. I know I have friends that are TMNT collectors that are hunting this thing down already. So yeah, it's just something more that we always say on the show, if you're a TMNT collector, there's a plethora of things for you to collect.
It never ends. It never ends.
Yep.
And then I saw this. And why is Dennis Nedry jacked?
I was just wondering that. Like, so is the secret all along the Barbasol can had steroids in it? And it wasn't actually embryos or what?
I think so, because holy God, he's jacked.
You know what? I need it seeing that. Like, I need it. I need him to beat up Jerry Seinfeld. Like, Newman.
Dude, I have the 6-inch version of him because I love that line. Like, I loved all of the Amber collection figures were great, and they did Dennis Nedry perfect. But like, this head sculpt looks even better than the one on the Amber collection, and I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, look at those guns.
You gotta think they made. Okay, so last week we covered all the Marvel Legends reveals from their fan stream.
Yeah,
and they made the mistake about leaving the collar off of Strucker.
Baron Zemo.
You have to wonder if maybe like they included the wrong head on the wrong body sculpt here or something, and like somebody lost their job over this at Mattel because it looked like a friggin' pro wrestler. It's weird.
Yeah, he's just jacked. It's so funny. But I saw that. I couldn't pass it up. And then we move into the land of Muffex, Mayfex, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They just cannot do Keanu Reeves, man. Like, this is like the 4th figure I've seen by him, and they just can't get his likeness, man. like Donnie Yen looks perfect. But then this does not look like Keanu to me. So, and honestly, I'm not a big fan. Like, people are going to hate me for saying this, but I don't like the John Wick movies at all. Like, I just, they're too friggin' ridiculous even for me. And I like Commando. Like, that's coming from a Commando fan saying, like, this movie is beyond ridiculous. So, and they go on forever too. They like feel like they're 4-hour movies. So
yeah,
that's just me though, people. That's just me. I'm a big jerk. That's why jerk is in my name.
You know what though? Even though it ticked me off when when Diamond Select put out their first version of it,
you know what? You're welcome.
I did get it. And I love the dog that came with it, but it wasn't articulated. But still, like having a little dog that just put in the display always helps as well. So
I think the Diamond Select one actually looked like him more than this.
Yeah, I would agree. I was going to say that.
And this costs 5 times the amount, man. And it's like 3 inches shorter. Yep. But I have the best slide ever because it's not a Keanu Reeves figure. That is a 100% like young Alec Rickman figure. So
Alan Rickman. R.I.P.
Amazing actor. Hans Gruber, one of the best villains ever.
He is dead, right? He died.
Yeah.
Okay. I get these weird Mandela effects sometimes because of the whole pandemic where like I think something happened, it didn't, or sometimes I think it didn't, it did. But okay.
Yeah, but I thought that was really funny. When I was looking at this thing, man, I was like, who the fuck am I seeing in this thing? Because I'm seeing somebody, and it most certainly is not Keanu Reeves. So
the hair and the black sweater there, definitely, yes, I agree.
Yeah. And then SH Fig Arts put out an Ahsoka, and honestly, it looks really good. So, I'm not saying nothing on this. I'm not a big fan of the show, but I think she was cast perfectly. Like, I have no problems with her playing Ahsoka, and I think this figure looks great. So,
yeah,
I think they nailed all three expressions. Also, the soft goods looks good. So,
especially the one in the middle, that head sculpt looks great, which is kind of grimacing.
yeah, I think it really does look like her, like right on the money. And then you get a little bit like these are the actual figure shots. And I mean, she's got the Darth Maul pants, but the hood for the hooded head really, it actually looks good to me. For how much soft goods has to go around all that, I think it actually came out really nice.
Yeah, looks great. And again, not a huge Star Wars collector, but even as not being a Star Wars collector, this looks good to me. So
yeah, I agree. I'm in the same boat. And then they did a Spider-Punk. And I'm not a huge fan of this character, but I do think this is a really fun design. So I think they killed it on this one. I think it looks real good. I think the articulation looks right. I think the proportions are dead on. I like the suspenders hanging down, Yep.
It's amazing because when speaking on the Marvel Legends figures, when that wave first came out pretty early compared to when the film came out, nobody wanted anything to do with them. And as soon as the movie came out, people freaking were killing for those figures. So it just I think it really is a testament to what a great job they did designing these characters for that animated film, because as you mentioned, this is just a great looking, very toyetic type of figure.
Oh yeah, and not only that, and it goes back into what we always talk about with media tie-in, and that is the perfect example that you just brought up, that the figures came out before the media tie-in and nobody gave a fuck at all. You know what I mean? They're like, I don't care about Spider-Gwen. I don't care about the giant robot, Spider-Woman. And I don't care about all this. And then as soon as the movie hit, none of those. I didn't see any of them.
And
they were gone.
This year too, 2024, in that Marvel Legends fan stream last week, they had mentioned how there's a lot of Captain America stuff coming out now, that because Captain America 4 was supposed to come out now and it got pushed. So you have to wonder too, those are great looking figures, but without that movie tentpole in the background to drive the sales, those figures not going to do as well, unfortunately. And that's not the Marvel Legends team's fault. It's like the Eternals. Like it's not their fault that they're told to make figures for a film that doesn't do very well, or it gets pushed.
Or gets delayed so hard that they've already made the figures and they have to come out.
So that's not their issue. So, but back to your original point. Yeah, you have the media tie-in, and when it's a good looking character design, they're going to do well and they're going to sell.
Yeah, that shit's fun. And then we move on to Mezco, and this one came out of left field. Now, this is the only photo you get, but I'm also not a fan of the movie. I don't even like the Spider-Verse stuff in the comic books, but this looks great. It looks just like the cartoon. They got the exaggerated hands and everything's like, bleh. And I think this is prime for Mezco because it would be a cloth suit and blah, blah, blah. But I'll speak for Angelo. He was not happy with his amazing fantasy Spider-Man. And especially with the new plastic overlay that goes over the cloth. He's saying he's having trouble moving it and it's bunching up funny and looks all shitty. So, when I start to see that this has the rubber on it, I'm like, uh-oh, I hope this isn't a new problem. Because Snake Eyes has it too. Like, I'm going to be getting the Mezco's like Snake Eyes sometime next week. And I already see pictures of that plastic overlay. And I'm like, oh.
It can be a little bit scary for sure. So again, we'll see where they go with that.
Yeah. And then this was another that we didn't get to hit last week, and they got the Batman animated series, and I think this is right up their alley. I think all that'll work really well.
Yeah.
Like just because it's so basic, and then just the stuff that needs to be plastic is right, as opposed to, So I think both of these two together are gonna work really well.
Yeah, and again, we spoke in previous weeks. Batman animated series is such a classic show that when you put out figures from that show in particular, people are going to jump all over those. So again, especially Mezco. So you have Mezco collectors, plus you have Batman collectors, plus you have animated series fans. That equals dollar signs really quickly. So
yeah, and man, look at it wasn't doing anything. Like the Batman doesn't do anything for me, but the more I look at the Joker and I kind of just don't look at his head and I start to look at the hands,
the purple
and the jacket, and I'm like, ooh, that's actually really nice. So
yeah, the jacket does look great, even just from that upper shot right there.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna knock this out. And his eyes and his teeth are so yellow.
They really are.
Like they are like absurdly yellow.
They essentially, if you look at it, they essentially match the playing cards.
Oh,
they're not that far off from the yellow playing cards there. Yeah.
That is on the money. And then speaking of Marvel Legends. We got some better images of the Falcon cap. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of this character at all, but this Marvel Legend looks dope.
And this is what we just alluded to was we're getting this release now. They had planned to put this out when the film came out.
Yeah.
So again, you have to wonder, it's a great looking figure, a lot of great accessories in there, looks a lot sharper than the Build-A-Figure, Build-A wings. I actually do own that figure behind me, my MCU shelf. But
nice.
you have to obviously this looks more well painted, but you have to wonder again, it will not sell as well because of the fact that film's not out because he's the star of that movie.
Yeah, and those comics bomb. Like every time they try to push Falcon as Cap, it bombs at the comic book store. Like anybody who thinks like this is a big thing in comics, it isn't. It does not sell. Like you gotta leave Steve Rogers as Captain America. It's the only way that book ever sells. Like if they take Steve out, like only time was when Brubaker was writing The Winter Soldier.
Yep.
But that was such an original idea, and it was done in an espionage way of telling a story that it made Captain America amazing for a long time. But as soon as he got into the gear, it really did start to get boring though when he was just doing regular Cap things. So they just keep poking the bear and they'll never learn, you know what I mean? But like I said, this is a really cool design though. And this, like, even from the comics, this design is dead on. So I like this. I'm not going to pick it up. Maybe if it becomes an Ollie's exclusive, I'll pick it up. But
yeah. And again, like I'm in the same boat because I mentioned I have the original release that came along with the Captain America Winter Soldier. So, I don't need a second.
It's not too far off. You know what I mean? Like the comic version and what you saw on screen are like, boop, they're so damn close. So,
yeah, for sure.
And then we got some Hot Toys. I always, bump Star Wars and give it shit, but at least somebody with the license is killing it. So, for me, just aesthetically, it looks beautiful, comes with tons of cool shit. So I gotta always leave a hot toy in there. So, we don't have to go over it too much, but I love showing good designs. And I think this, even though it's a Boba Fett and a Mandalorian, it actually looks pretty cool with, the Darth Maul spikes and stuff. So
yeah, for sure. Even when they put that Black Series out, the Walmart exclusive originally 2-3 years ago, it's a cool design. I knew nothing about the background of the character. So just seeing it though, I was like, that looks really cool because it's incorporating a lot of different looks. So yeah, to get it in a hot toy for you hot toy collectors, I'm sure they'll be pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Did a good job.
There's some guy in the chat. I don't know. He's stirring up problems. He's talking about something about smashing things. Come on, man.
Yeah, go smash another car, TG. Go run some more deer over. No. All right. And now we have good pictures of the loose collector Rob Liefeld figures. And his figures are freaking ridiculous. His comics are ridiculous. These look like they just came out of like 1994.
Aren't they all just essentially like rip-offs of other existing characters for the most
Yes,
part?
yes. He's a young guy at this point when he's creating characters like this, but that dude is either Bloodstrike or Brigade. I can't remember because they both look like Cable.
I was just gonna say, which one's Cable?
Yeah, exactly.
If everybody's Cable, nobody's Cable.
Yeah, and then that's just a male Wolfsbane from, so, there isn't much originality, and honestly, they look like a clown show together. But that's the way it's supposed to. So I'm not gonna, I'm not ripping because these things are sculpted beautifully, and we have more pictures to look at. But I just gotta rip at the aesthetic, like
yes.
And we have to keep in mind, everybody, that these are on pre-order right now. You can go to Big Bad Toy Store and get them, and they are $75 fucking for a fucking Marvel Legend. Ugh. But anyway,
cost. Well, Shane said that they look stiff. The cool thing with these, if you try to articulate the arm, they literally crumble into dust right in your hand. So it's kind of cool.
So like they do come with stuff, but not $75 worth of stuff. To me, this is me. And I could say this shit because I own Loose Collector. People, you've seen my videos. I have them in my sets and all my videos. So, like, I'm not just bashing from afar. The figures are made great. They're beautiful, painted good, all that shit. It's just, they're not much more than a Marvel Legend as far as plastic goes. So, you're getting hammered on pricing, And, I buy expensive stuff and I talk shit, but like a Mezco, what you get with a Mezco compared to what you get with this, it just really can't be in the same price range, So that's my beef with it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think using Mezco as an example is fantastic because you're getting all those soft goods, all the hundreds, maybe close to 100 accessories sometimes.
Yeah, you have Constantine. How many little cigarettes did he come with? And just like he came with like 5 cigarettes like that all had smoke effects. And then he came with a bag that had like 50 million little individually different cigarettes. Like it's crazy the amount of shit you get with one. So that's just a dumb little piece.
Exactly. So using that as a barometer is a great example here that these will probably be DOA. And what I really wonder too is if the run on them is such a small run of figures that maybe that's why they had to charge more money. Like maybe they're only producing 5,000 of them or whatever the number might be, that they had to charge more because they're making less of them on hoping that they sell them. So
agreed. And I like them. I can't pull the trigger. Like when they're booby ladies, I can pull the trigger.
Right.
But when especially with this comparison, now I know they took this comparison to be like, hey, it's worth it. Look at our thing. It's beefy and it's blah and it's blah. That Cable is from 2018. And he was, 1999. You know what I mean? And the figure next to it, yes, it looks sculpted very well. It looks like it can articulate really well. But it 3 times, 2 times, 3 times the price, no fucking way.
And it's Cable. It's Cable face paint.
Yeah, it's Cable through and through. I mean, let's look at it at the back. I mean,
like, what are they trying to show here? Like, hey, we made another Cable, but it's more money. Like, I'm sorry.
I think this was like, why didn't they make Shaft from Youngblood? Like, he looks different enough where you'd be like, oh, that's a cool character. That's a perfect one to do the Rob Liefeld Extreme Universe, or do Prophet. He's like a barbarian in the future, and like people who collect Conan might like that. You know what I mean? So
Seeing,
I think they came out of the gate all wrong on these.
seeing
So.
this comparison is horrible for me because all that comparison made me think was, I'll go buy that cable and just paint it that color.
Yeah, and this is their photos. Like, I didn't do this. Like, this is how they advertise it. And you know, I think the figure next to it's Sid Vicious. It's an ultimate Sid Vicious. So that's a $40 figure that comes loaded to the gills with, you know, accessories. And it's not far off sculpt and paint wise. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm hoping for the best. You know, but you know, Loose Collector has other comic book licenses that we're gonna see soon. Like they did Howard Chaykin's American Flag should be coming out soon.
Okay.
And then Grendel, like the Dark Horse Comics Comico Grendel with the black hood and the white, like, you know, eyeball things that Spawn kind of stole. That's coming out. I ordered that actually because I love Grendel. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I'll let you know. I'll let everybody know how the male buck is because unfortunately I did pay that price for him. But it's Grendel. Nobody ever is going to make that figure, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
When you get an opportunity to get something that you know is not going to get made again, you have to pop on it.
Yeah, when it's like one of those, you know, like, oh, this is such a deep cut and like only a handful of people are going to give a shit about this. Unfortunately, I'm one of them. It's like the Shaolin Cowboy.
Yeah.
Like I have that stupid gigantic. It's like the only 1/6 scale figure I have, but it's the Shaolin Cowboy because they'll never make a 6-inch version. It is absolutely my favorite comic book property. So, you know, I had to do it. And sometimes you just have to.
Yep, agreed.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, and Angelo is going to be sad that he got to miss the G.I. Joe fan stream stuff.
We call this, I believe, right in your wheelhouse. That's what.
Yeah, this, and you know what? I wasn't shitting bricks, man. Like, I don't know if this was such like the greatest mix. And honestly, you know, it's Hasbro letting all the leaks out the day before. You know what I mean? And like, why take the wind out of your sails? You know, because we didn't see a single thing really other than the digital reveals at the beginning that were new. So it kind of sucked to look at Facebook last night and Instagram to see everybody just like, oh. I'm the first one to throw it off. You know, it's just like, this one, I don't know.
And I'm coming in cold. I honestly either didn't know or forgot. I don't anymore. At my age, they're both the same thing.
Yeah, and it's such a bad time. Like, you know, Thursday at 11, like most people have to work.
It's leap day. I was celebrating leap day all day. So no, but yeah, I think I saw one, maybe two things, and I was watching.
Oh, cool! You get to come in fresh.
Yeah, I was watching a live stream, and I was like, I'll just shut it off and give a fresh take when I see it.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat saying we have an echo noise going on right now.
Let me move my microphone back. Let me make sure that's getting rid of it.
I was thinking to myself, are they right now voting for their favorite Disney Plus series of 2024 thus far? Like, no, not that. There must be a sound.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm getting any kind of loop. Like it's been happening lately. I don't know what it is, but honestly, this computer has no speakers, so I couldn't hear shit if I took these headphones off, people. So I apologize. I'll try and pop that.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I've already done an hour-long live stream with no audio whatsoever. So don't worry about it, man. You're already doing better than me. So
there you go. Oh, there's the ticker. I forgot about the ticker. I'm so professional. I am.
Hey, it's
his brains out.
It's a non-traditional evening. We're making do. It's okay.
Yeah, we definitely are. So let's kick it off with the what is this? The digital reveals.
Mm-hmm.
It's a figure we've already got. I think the paint is only tweaked a hair. So, it's cool. I think it's always nice for the army builders to get more figures. So, there's nothing like, to me, this is a hard pass. I only need one Neil. So, but depending on how the color scheme balances out, I might get one more, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I've said before, I still love G.I. Joe because I grew up on it, but I've really scaled back my military. So I'm going to grab the characters and the figures that really speak to me from when I was a child. But something like this, I've really walked back my army building. So like, it's going to have to be something that really is in my wheelhouse that I'm like, wow, I remember playing with that as a kid. And there's one figure I did see that was revealed today is in that wheelhouse, oddly enough. So,
very nice.
When we get to it, I saw one or two things, and there's one that I distinctly remember having in my hand as a kid that I'll have to pick up. So,
nice.
Tuned. Yeah.
So, to me, like I said, this is a good army builder. Now, this makes me happy.
Yes.
But there is shit on this thing that makes me completely insane. Like the green weapons were horrible on the Cobra Island version. Why the hell do we have to have stupid colored weapons? Yep. So, I like the weapon assortment. I do not like the color of the weapons. The backpack is absolutely right on the money for the original. The demolition bag is fine. Knives are fine. And honestly, the whole layout of the figure, I am good with. I think they're reusing the Cobra Island arms again. So if that's the case, I'm not happy.
Yeah. One thing, no beret.
Yeah.
No beret. Second thing, good on them, because this was when Joe Classified was in freaking insane. This was when
it was impossible. You couldn't get it.
You found you'd have to go on eBay for $100.
Yes, everything was like $120 to $80. Like everything Cobra Island. So if you weren't collecting Joe when it was actually coming out at that time, it was fucking insane. Like you would fight somebody in an aisle just to get one. You'd harass every Target employee in the world.
The amount of
you got one in the back.
The amount of PTSD we've caused Target people after this wave first came out is insane. But for people who never got this original Beachhead, this is a great move by them to put it out there again, because he's an essential figure, and that's why people are so pissed off originally that they would take, again, when it's an exclusive, the best way to do it, make it a repaint for an exclusive figure. When it's a brand new line that's a core character that everybody wants, who was also in the film, by the way. It was a low blow to a lot of collectors early on in the wave. So putting it back out again, giving people a chance to get this. I saw it once and I grabbed it once, so it's on my shelf, the original one. But I won't need this one. But for people who never got it, smart move, getting this guy out there in the world. Yeah,
true that. And also they, like, I don't even think he's cheap still. Like, I think he's like definitely like $40-$50 mark on the aftermarket. So and honestly, the legs look better on this one. I can't tell if they're new or not, but he definitely has a new overlay, a new belt. So at least there looks like there's improvements. So I'm happy with this.
Yep, good call.
And then we got Snow Serpent, and you know what, they didn't fix the snowshoes, but they did get the colors right. So I'm happy with this. Like, I think I'm going to start skipping deluxe figures and just going for the retro version, because I don't like all the extra deluxe parts. Like, if he came out like this, I would have been happy. Like, I didn't need the wolf cape. I didn't need the snowboard. I didn't need all the extra shit. This is the version that I wanted. And it has, the black eyes and the black face mask. So I might just switch over to retro if this is the way it's going. I might actually stop with the completism shit and just be a little bit more patient with it. So
they're setting a precedent here for sure. I mean, it's almost similar to Marvel Legends, where you almost want to wait on a Build-A-Figure sometimes because they might re-release it as a deluxe.
And they're going to. Now it's just, that's like written in the fucking stars now.
But as far as this guy goes, honestly, like, I agree with your analysis with one thing I'll add is that I did not need the bazooka parts in that last one.
Yeah, or that backpack.
I didn't need that, but I know this is where we differed. I actually do like that kind of like wolf cape thing, and I love the snowboard because even though it's kind of wonky to use,
it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, I don't have a snowboard 6-inch accessory till I got that. So so for me, I did enjoy that, but honestly, looking at the two of them, I see the value being more in picking this one up here. Than that original for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool if you want to use the deluxe as like a commander of, a squad. Like I could see that for army building. So, like I said, these figures, when they re-release them, I think it's cool because, people love the army build. Like I said, I'm not an army builder, but I like that it's available for people to army build.
Yes, so, I'm a reformed army builder. I've slowly walked back. So,
yeah. Okay. I'm lying. When we have troops at Ollie's, I will army build the shit out of them.
Good point.
At $5-6 a piece, I have a million Crimson Guards, and I'm happy with it. But when space starts to become an issue, they're the first ones off the fucking shelf. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anybody who's a double is getting off that fucking shelf.
I feel you, man. I was so excited to see Icarus at Ollie's. I bought like 45 of them, and I have a whole shelf of Icarus over here. So I already worked the hell out of him. So yeah. I can't wait to get that new Marvel Legend Icarus to be my Icarus Prime in front of all those 45 army builders. Yeah.
Yes. All right, and then they showed us the ferret, and this is pretty cool, but from a side angle, it's so hard to tell.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I love the female trooper. I love, the stupid motocross helmet with the fangs on it, So it really does boil down the price point. Like, I don't know if this thing's like $45. I don't know. You know what I mean? Do I need a stupid little, four-wheeler on the shelf?
Yeah, exactly. And this is where I think I started to really reconsider my classified collection, because I love that air chariot as a vehicle. It's fantastic. Yeah. I bought all the original motorcycles for the most part. But then as I started looking at, again, you mentioned space a few minutes ago on the shelf, I passed on the Hiss, I passed on the helicopter. So all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm kind of passing on all vehicles now for the most part. So
yeah, I mean,
unless there's an animal packed in, or again, it's a fan favorite of mine, I'm kind of just saying, wow, I'm glad it exists, but I don't have a whole room for just Joes.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That whole rack is basically every Joe release so far, and it's almost filled. Yeah. And those are big ass shelves, man.
Yeah. And that's great. I mean, the fact that the Joe universe is amazing for army
building, I love it.
For world building, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So if somebody's, as you mentioned earlier, being all in, or obviously YoJoeJerk, your Joe channel, I totally get it. But when you're doing a lot of Marvel Legends and all other stuff, it's like eventually you start to say, like, where is it all going to go? I haven't even opened my Trouble Bubble yet. It's still in packaging.
Oh,
and I love that I have it, because I had it as a kid and I loved it, but I was like, I still have it in the box, and I'm like, is this going to be a trend where I buy these vehicles and never open them?
See, what you need to do is get that house you were talking about and do what I did, expand into a basement.
Every room is the toilet.
Yes, expansion.
It's on the table, but it's just. And that's where the FOMO comes in, because I think to myself, if I do pass on these, I hate to be a collector that buys something but never opens it or bins it. I always said I wouldn't do that. But when it's something that's unique or an exclusive or something, you think to yourself, well, gee whiz, if I pass on it, I won't get a chance later on, and I might have something open up. So, I don't know. It's a lot of
and the way they're distributing vehicles, it's only through Hasbro Pulse. Have you noticed that? Unless it was the Tiger Force Trouble Bubble, you know what I mean? You had to get the Vamp from them. It looks like you're gonna have to get the HMS from them, and then FOMO becomes a real thing because you can't get it anywhere except for one fucking place.
Like Jeff just said here, you mentioned the Vamp. I passed on the Vamp, and I kind of wish I would have got it, but
it'll be available a bunch. It will be. And the Vamp is used like as like 2 to 3 other Cobra vehicles, and then it's repainted to be like 2 other Joe vehicles. So you're always going to see that thing at retail in different colors, and you'll see the Cobra one, you'll see all that shit. So believe me, I even think the Hiss is going to get basically like they're just going to downgrade all the electronics out of it, and you're going to only get like a base version. But I bet that thing will be at retail. Maybe not this year, probably the end of next year, because like they didn't make that mold to make that thing once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll see every version of that fucking thing done. So
And Brian just said he still needs to order his Action Force Vanguard. Again, as I just said, I back up our vehicles, but we did see it at ZoloCon, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, and you know what? It is big, but it's manageable. Like I'll be able to manage that. Like I actually bought it. Like, I talked to Bobby, and he's just like, "Oh, hit the QR code." So I was like, if I'm gonna do that, I'll just go home and order it. So I just ordered it at home. But I'm looking forward to it. It looks like a cool vehicle, and thankfully the way I collect in the room I have, I can do it. You know what I mean? Luckily enough. But yes, I have to, going forward, I have to start to really keep room in mind, because these vehicles are pretty big. You know what I mean? So I agree with you on that.
Yep.
And let's see. And now we get the pre-order items. And this was just a better picture of the Tiger Force 2-pack. And, they look really good. I got to give it to them. Like, if you didn't get Roadblock, even though he's still available, I think, on Amazon in this body mold, it's still cool to get him in Tiger Force. And, if you're a Tiger Force collector, these two are in the vintage line. So they were perfect, just to get him in there quick in the line. And he's another deluxe, the Tripwire. And it's good to just see him stripped down to basic parts that, just the level of parts you needed to make them, right on the money. And, not have anything extra like the other blast thing and the other helmet and the other neck piece and, the rodent and all this shit you didn't need. Yep. This is like the perfect version of this character.
Yep,
well, besides, his camouflage diaper. But other than that, I think this is a cool 2-pack.
Yeah, it is.
And honestly, I would rather get the Tiger Force stuff in 2-packs than single releases anyway. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to give me repaints, just give me 2 of them. And then it just, I don't know. To me, I think it makes sense more to me to get repaints in multi-packs than single releases. And, and I was going to say one more thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
That they actually are changing the loadouts for repaints a little. Like Roadblock got a new backpack and a new gun, so that makes me happy.
I was gonna say I don't know what this dude's referring to here. Mark J said viewer engagement and response is critical. The difference between Rookie of the Year and second place. Not sure what you're referring to, so I thought.
This guy's just slamming me because I was up for Rookie of the Year and Chad won, and whatever.
Oh,
like, if you don't like it, man. Why are you even here watching?
So this guy is being a jerk, then, is what you're saying.
I mean, I would only assume that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so, I thought he was complaining we weren't showing enough chats. I thought he put it up there just to highlight the guy for a second. I thought about not doing it, but Mark J, hey man, hope you have a great night. Good luck in your future endeavors. It's the last time I'll show your chat. Have a great day.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there we go. He got a second one. But it's okay. Who gives a shit?
I think we both started off the exact same time. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on. Oh, and he's probably, a 3 3/4 collector. So he's probably here to see me trash classified when I actually like it. So,
the internet is vast. Go do it.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Like I care.
there's lots of.
Oh no, he said I voted for you. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Well, still good
That
luck.
just kind of came off a little odd, but whatever. If you like me or you don't like me, whatever. It means nothing. Now let's get in the dock, and I love this figure. This one shows me light that classified is actually kind of like going up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they're thinking of new ideas. They're doing stuff a little differently, but they're also doing stupid stuff. Like he comes with a taser, and like it's a little silly. Like,
does he need a taser?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm pretty sure a field medic would have a pistol. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to go out there with a taser gun and a flare gun. But other than that, these little pouches and holsters actually move around on those little pegs on the body.
Okay.
So, the level of customizing and making it your own now has gone up quite a bit. Because if you look at the pictures, they're all in little different places. Well, maybe not so much here, but they do plug in and move around and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. The stretcher folding up and pegging into his back is just awesome.
Yep.
So I dig this, and I don't have the picture, but his green glasses actually look translucent.
Oh,
like, so they're not just painted like the Chuckle glasses. Like, I think there's actually like clear green plastic in there.
Nice. They always do like that. And again, like we've had a lot of figures the last 2 or 3 years come with sunglasses or glasses of some type. And I think that a Marvel Legends Bruce Banner, those weren't the best, but yet I'm looking at an Orange Cassidy AW Unrivaled figure, and those glasses were awesome. So like, it depends how they fit the head, and whether they're translucent depends on how they work too. So
yeah, it's like Buzzer's goggles don't go on at all, but then you get Ripper and his glasses fit on his head perfect. You know what I mean? So sometimes they're hit or miss, but if they screw up Doc's glasses, like that's the no-no of all no-nos. Like that dude, that's a part of the character. Like you've never see him without those green glasses. So
he's got to work.
Yeah, so I think Doc's a home run. He's fun, just enough of that classified upgrade and enough of that vintage. So I'll dig it. And then we get was this guy Night Creeper? I can't even remember. I think
it was Night something or other.
Yeah. And you know what? I did not like this figure from photos, but seeing the new photos and seeing him actually in hand, everything comes off a little better. Like it's like what the hell was that ninja? Nunchuck.
Yeah.
Like he did zero for me seeing him at like the live stream and all that. And when I got him in hand, he ended up being a figure I fucking love. So I'm going to give this one the benefit of the doubt. And honestly, the loadout is pretty damn new. You know what I mean? Like the swords look new, the bow and arrow looks new, the knives look new, and the backpack's new. So
yes, I was going to say the crossbow looks pretty. I think this crossbow looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep.
That looks pretty spot on. Again, like the swords are different. So again, like a year or two ago, I would have 100% bought this because it looks cool.
Yeah.
Since I walked it back, I probably won't. But again,
because he's just like a Cobra Troop. You know what I mean? So I could see that. Like this would probably be a pass if I wasn't like still doing like the crazy buying, but he's right on that edge. Like I almost didn't order him because I was like, it's gonna be like Nunchuck. So we'll see. And then we get to Torch, and I love this figure, and just seeing better pictures made it better for me. Like he 100% is Lemmy from Motorhead, like
100%
through and through, and all the little goofy shit on him. This was the main draw, like the skull with the flames out the eyes, like that's phenomenal.
Yep.
So I was very happy about this figure, and honestly, I'm happy that the glasses are 100% on the head. You know what I mean? Like they don't come off. I'm good with that.
Yeah, it looks cool. And again, it's the accessories are awesome, and accessories can really make these figures. And the fact that it's Lemmy just cracks me up.
It totally is, man. Like once it just kind of sunk in, I was like, one's Dean Schneider, one's Lemmy, and then somebody said that what the hell, Torch looks like, or not Torch, Buzzer. No, not Buzzer. The other one. I keep forgetting their names. Now I got myself confused, but somebody said he looked like the guitar player from Motorhead. So
okay, wow.
It looks like they're all like, framed off rock and rollers. So.
That's where having that Mezco, what was the name of the Mezco pack came with all the band equipment?
Oh, I know.
Pink Skulls. There's Pink Skulls.
Yeah. The flame.
That's where that band equipment comes in hands. It comes handy. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I was digging that. And then we got Jinx. And, when I was looking at the leaked photos last night, I did not see that tattoo on her arm. So I was pretty stoked that they upgraded her like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and the two-tone painting I thought looked nice. This is all around a pretty good figure, even though there's a bunch of reuse on it. I was happy with the loadout, everything, except for the they got to stop using that damn movie sword from Snake Eyes, because it's just like it leaves such a bad taste in your mouth when you see accessories from those movie figures. It's like, stop using the molds, just burn them,
just move on.
Yeah.
I love that weapon. It looks like a American Gladiator weapon, but like the deathly version. Like they're doing the pugil stick thing, but it's like to the death instead of knocking the person off.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? It is her vintage weapon, so I think that's real cool that they brought that in. I like the ninja mask, like the blindfold. Like this to me is a home run. Like I think they did a great job on it.
Yeah, this is one I'll consider picking up again. It's not identical to the movie, but it's close enough that I have been trying to get those figures. So
I think the likeness is like for the real feel transition from cartoon. Like that's a pretty good likeness. I like that.
Yep.
Then we got Naugahyde, and honestly, for deluxe figure, I'm not super impressed. I like the animals, but like they're not the end all be all to me. You know what I mean? So like getting the extra monkey, I didn't think we needed it. The boar is cool, but the piercing looks a little weird paint wise. And I don't like that he's pinned, man. Like I feel that like this is our flagship line for Hasbro. And we keep using the roadblock body, like the original roadblock body just keeps getting used. Like it's the roadblock pants all the way. The upper body and the arms are roadblock. I think the stuff on the wrists are just overlays, so for them not to upgrade and then make them deluxe and then, to give his entire loadout minus one sword is all reuse. Like it just doesn't feel deluxe to me. Like, I mean, the boar is cool, don't get me wrong, but this thing prices out at 45. So I don't know. I think it's pretty steep, and I think you're getting a lot of stuff, but you're getting a crap load of reuse. So.
Yeah. Well, and that's where you get into the debate where they're not paying a licensing fee to make Joe.
Yeah.
So one might say, okay, well, the tooling for the boar and the monkey or whatever, you got to save money somewhere. But we're not talking Marvel Legends here. We're talking where they're paying a Disney price. We're talking a property owned by Hasbro. So like to put the pins in it, you could go that extra mile and make it pinless if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, didn't we just like Big Boa? I thought was pinless. So like. Those arms had to be up at the factory. Like, they already ran those figures. Like, they're in boxes already made. Like, when we pre-order them, they're already pretty much like right at production, Because, I mean, look at the leaked photos we looked at last week. We saw Slaughter's Marauders, and we didn't see a pre-order for those. And those things are straight in the boxes at a factory somewhere. You know what I mean? So, like when we look at like Naugahyde here, he's probably already sitting in a box in a warehouse somewhere, So
this is one where honestly, I don't have much of a connection to Naugahyde, so I might pick it up and try to sell just him with all the weapons and just say, I want the animals, as awful as that sounds.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Their zoo is fun. You know what I mean? Like Hasbro's killing it with those. So, but to me, honestly, Naugahyde was a Joe I had, and I freaking Frankensteined him into like another figure, and like this one has a nostalgic pull to me, so I'm definitely gonna get him. It just bums me out that his loadout is like 99% just reuse, and it's recent reuse, and yeah, it's kind of a bummer. And honestly, I don't like the roadblock legs, man. Like I don't like them on the figure now, and we're getting more figures with them. So, but like I said, it's still a fun figure.
Yep.
And now, speaking of not having room for collectibles,
exactly.
I mean, this thing is humongous. That's a freaking 6-inch figure sitting next to that thing. So I think it is awesome. But these didn't even do it for me as a kid. You know what I mean? Like the like the missile turrets and all that stuff. Like if I had the choice to get like 2 Joes or the missile turret, I always took the 2 Joes over a missile turret, Yeah. So I think it's awesome. The Techno Viper looks good. I mean, I'm still on the fence. I think I'm gonna do it because I have the Hiss tank. But it's fun. It's humongous.
Now is this meant to be towed by the Hiss tank? Is that the point of it?
Yes. So, like over here, you can kind of see a thing sticking out.
Yep.
And it attaches to the back, but it also like comes out and will dip down, so it's like on an arm, so you'll be able to put it on the vamp when they make the Cobra version of it.
Oh, okay.
So it'll connect to any vehicle. But not having anything that people can readily buy now is kind of weird to put this out, because yes, they sold like 26,000 plus Hiss tanks, but that really limits you on sales on this thing, because like anybody who didn't get a Hiss might be like, oh, I don't know if I need it for $75.
Well, case in point, right here. I mean, I was just thinking that, like, well, I didn't buy this tank. That's an easy pass for me.
Yeah, and I bought a Hiss tank, and I'm still like, I don't know. Like, I would rather put like 5-6 figures in the space that this takes up. So I'm on the fence. I mean, it's not because it looks like shit or anything. It's really cool. It's just like we've been talking all night about space. Like that thing would literally take up like another, foot and a half that needs to be dedicated to just that alone. So, and we got a nice little picture of it connected. Oh, wait, never mind. This is another, that's how big the stupid thing is.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of
yeah, and I mean, you've seen the Hiss tank. That's it, connected on the back with like the fire team and all that. The thing is humongous.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool. I'm on the fence because it's a lot of money and a lot of space. And then I'm gonna move into the new packaging. And
I was just gonna say, what goes on with this?
I mean, if this does not scream dollar store packaging, I mean, I don't know what does. Like I've never seen a toy line change boxes so much, but yet they continue to number them like you want to collect them all next to each other. Like,
yep.
And honestly, like these kind of make me feel like when you bring it to the counter for $25, you might not feel, like you're getting the perfect presentation. Because I used to bag on the boxes, and then they made the boxes really nice, and now they changed it before we could even get another wave.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head. The fact that they're numbering them, which I understand the marketing purposes in doing that from the jump to push completionism, but like to be a completionist. But like this is like why? Like why? Just keep doing what you were doing. Like if you went back to the window, keep the original window.
Yeah, and I like the new artwork on the front of the box, like the character profile artwork. Like I used to destroy it until they actually started to unify all the boxes, and then I loved it. And now these just feel like these feel like you're gonna see them at when you're checking out at like the supermarket and sitting there next to like a pack of fucking gum.
Turkey Hill exclusive, yeah.
Yeah, so I was bitching about this, man. It makes me sad. But on the other hand, the bigger box sets have way too much room and they take up way too much space. So this one didn't bother me. Like, I don't mind a 2-pack, being squished together a little bit more. Because honestly, with everything spread out and 2 figures in there, it looks like a big value. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense what they did here. But on the single release, like, is it really going to save you that much money to cut the box down? You know what I mean? And make it unappealing. Like, this doesn't jump out on a toy aisle. It's black. It's blue. Like, I don't know what they're thinking.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. For a line that's made such great marketing decisions for the most part up until now, I don't know what drove this. I'm sure I'd love to hear the story behind it as to who thunked this up and why. But
yeah, it's just such an oddity to me that they would they had the package right. Like it looked good, and now it's like slimmed down just a hair. So. Just odd to me. I figured I'd bring that up. And that brings us to toys that we would like to see, or actually shows that we would like to see made in the toys. And this is yours for tonight. So I'll let you take it away.
So here's the thing. This was not my first choice for this week. I had like an awesome idea like on Tuesday. And I was going to message you that day, and by Wednesday morning, gone.
Oh,
so this was my second one of the week. I love the show Scrubs, and I know that we should not base our selection on our love of a show necessarily.
No, you totally should. You do it. If it's the snails at the end of the street that are making you happy, that's what the toy line is going to be.
All right. But I feel like this would be amazing because if you ever watch Scrubs, there's like 10, 11 seasons, whatever it is.
I've seen them randomly.
Yeah, there's so many great little things you can put in. Like I might have picked this just for the reason of Dr. Cox, which is the guy above the guy in the middle right there for people who don't know. He was a huge drinker on the show. And one of his expressions was things that make me put foot to floor in the morning, scotch. Too early to think about drinking. Too early to drink it. Not too early to think about drinking it. So like you can give him like a little scotch bottle or like the accessories you could pack in. The gentleman on our right, the viewer's right there, Turk, he had diabetes in the show. So like he always wanted to eat like donuts and things, but wasn't allowed to. So like you can totally like put like all sorts of like, donuts and like Danishes with him because he always tried to sneak them when his wife wasn't around. So I just think it'd be a lot of fun. I don't care what company would make it as long as it's a 6-inch line. And
they got to have that janitor guy too.
That's right. Yeah, he has the mop and like he would always like screw at JD and like.
He's so funny.
And you could do like 3 again. This is the core cast we're looking at right here. Like there's so many quirky characters on that show over the years that it'd be an amazing line. And on top of that, if you really wanted to go deep with it, they're all in Scrubs. So theoretically speaking, as long as their facial expressions weren't too screwy, you could have them like on like a G.I. Joe display, like helping Doc, if you really wanted to.
It's true.
So like, I don't know. I thought it'd be a lot of fun.
No, that was a good one. When you sent that, I was dying laughing. Now we'll do Angelo's together real quick. He wanted to do the original Incredible Hulk, and now having a Bill Bixby and a Lou Ferrigno as Marvel Legends would be amazing.
So you're saying David Banner.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm terrible with the show.
Okay.
Like as a kid, to me, this it just felt like it went on.
So
forever.
for people who didn't know, the creators of the show thought the name Bruce was too feminine. So I'm pretty sure they named him David Banner instead of Bruce Banner. So they actually changed his name on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, and you heard my Lou Ferrigno story last week. So I'm not a fan of him in any way, shape, or form. And like I said, when I was a kid, this show, it took too long for him to turn into the Hulk. Like I always just lost interest, but to see Bill Bixby and to see Lou Ferrigno be immortalized, they should make a 2-pack. It would be beautiful. So, and then on top of that, they could have done, the Thor cameo and the Daredevil cameo. So, to me, I thought it would be fun to bring this up. So, and like I said, this was Toy Gain's pick. And I love it.
Yep. Good pick.
And then my pick.
Oh, you son of a gun. This should have been mine one day. This is a great pick.
This would make the greatest fucking toy line ever. Like, just look at that poster. Captain Freedom, Sub-Zero, Buzzsaw, Dynamo.
You win the week, sir. You win the week. This out of the three of them, this is the best one.
Oh, this was
Richard Dawson. Is that the guy's
Oh
name?
yeah, and Richard Dawson. And could you imagine doing the stage as a play set with the freaking car that goes down the middle? Like, holy shit, this is just ripe for it, man. I don't know how NECA has not made a Ben Richards. It blows my mind because they did have Arnold for a while. They did Conan, and it is the best Conan figure ever fucking made. If you ever go back and look, it doesn't move. It's just in a pose with a sword. But
well, not to mention we could get a crossover. We get the Jesse Ventura from this film, but Jesse Ventura from Platoon.
Yeah, that too. I just the whole thing. I was trying to just sit there and think today, and I was like, I don't got nothing. And then I went to my movie rack, and I was like, oh, that would be perfect. And then I found this perfect poster that just had everybody on it. So
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then we're gonna take it home, man. Me and you are flying through this, and I appreciate you staying a little longer, Tim. Thank you very much.
Hey,
so we're gonna move into the jerk of the week, and I got this one covered because oh boy, did I see a doozy this week. Yeah, there was some prime jerking going on this week, and not that kind, okay? Not that kind of jerking. So let me bring up the jerk of the week, and then we'll get all this started. Give me 1 second, because I actually got rid of my thing here.
No worries, man.
Hang on 1 second while we click that, and I click that. Oh, and let me take that down because that's the original slash.
Todd McFarlane, you jerk.
Actually, he is jerk of the week, to tell you the truth, because. Well, actually, let's.
That's the sound of the beast.
Well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you.
I love the.
So, jerk of the week is in 2 parts. So I did not ruin it completely, but yes, McFarlane for being the lunatic that he is. And flying too close to the sun like Icarus, he makes himself a giant jerk when he makes an action figure of himself. You don't see, the head of Hasbro coming out and fucking making a figure of himself. Yeah. You don't see Bobby Valla making a fucking Action Force figure of himself. So, this is some pretty pompous shit. But we have an even bigger jerk who makes fun of our jerk, and today's number 1 jerk is Rob Liefeld.
Todd Father here, bringing you the latest in the Todd McFarlane. This is the new Batman Samurai. Batman Samurai, kind of cool, got some cool shit here and there and in a package, and I make them a little bigger so they don't match up with their Hasbros, just to fuck with you, because that's what I do. I fuck with people. Turn on the light. Anyway, everybody, this is the new Samurai Batman, looking cool. Gonna come up with the 2-pack and the 3-pack and the 4-pack and the 5-pack. Gotta go buy my toys.
That is the first time I've seen that. What the hell was going on there?
Oh, hey, remember when I told you Rob Liefeld is a fucking trip, man? I've been watching him for a while, and not only does he do the best McFarlane I've ever seen,
Wow.
I think he's just completely bashed, McFarlane toys into the ground.
Wow. That's something else.
And he
right
said a
now.
lot of true stuff about 4 and 5-packs and size. So yeah, my man Rob Liefeld's quite the asshole, but I love him. I think he's one of the funniest guys out there. Like, if you don't watch his podcast, like, do yourself a favor. If you want to laugh your ass off, watch Rob Liefeld just destroy people.
I might start. At least I'll give it a try.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, and like I said, the McFarlane impersonation is just bar none fucking fantastic.
He would know. He spent some time with him over the years. So
oh yeah, he is such a nice guy. Like I said, I met him once. We talked, and I met him a couple months later. He remembered my name, and he was super nice. And we picked up our conversation right where we left off. And it's just like, you've done a lot of stuff between the time me and you talked, and I'm just some idiot. You know what I mean? So for him to be that really cool with a fan and actually remember and all that stuff, he really is solid. And when you see him do stuff like that, he's doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, he's just stirring the pot because that's what Rob Liefeld does.
And I'll disagree with one part of your story. You're not an idiot, Brian. You're a jerk. you're a giant jerk.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I always get those confused. Idiot or jerk or one of the two.
No,
so
that's cool, man. That's awesome. That was a cool encounter for you.
Too funny. But I think that's where we're going to leave it tonight, because Tim really did have to leave a half hour ago. And I really salute you for staying with me the whole time, because I'd just be a deer in headlights without the both of you. So, I appreciate you staying and making the show great as usual.
No worries, man. I love being here. I look forward to it. And we made it work. It's all good.
Hell yeah. So I'll do some plugging. I did get one of the Wolverine 2-packs. Well, it technically will be here tomorrow in the mail. It is currently in the Lehigh Valley, which means it will be delivered tomorrow.
Wait. Banana. That's awesome.
So, like I said, I managed to score one of the Marvel Wolverine 2-packs. I'm sure people saw the teaser I put out there, but that's probably what's going on tomorrow. And then the video should either be out tomorrow night or Saturday. So that's what good old YoJoeJerk's going on. And then we have the podcast again next Thursday. As long as everything lines up as usual, we should be good. So that's it for me. I'll let Tim sign us out.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching tonight. I should have a toy hunt coming out probably Saturday evening. ZoloCon was a blast. We'll talk more about that possibly in the future. I have a ZoloCon video coming out as well. I found Ken. That was pretty freaking cool. I threw a review together for fun tonight since we came on a little bit late. So it's more of a reaction than a review, but that'll be on the channel sometime probably over the weekend as well. Love Jada toys here. But as we always say, everybody, thanks for watching. We know you're busy. We know you got a lot of things to watch. But if you have more time to watch, check out Disavowed ActionFigures here on YouTube. Disavowed_12 on Instagram for daily toy updates. But we appreciate you watching the show, whether it's live, whether it's on the playback. You're never late. We appreciate the company one way or the other. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Fuck you, Jonesy. Your mom loves spot play like I love Haagen-Dazs.
retarded?